Dr. B.S. Satyanarayana. He is a Vice Chancellor at C.V. Raman Global University, Bangalore, Karnataka, India. He is the first Vice Chancellor of C.V. Raman Global University, Bangalore. He has a PhD in electrical engineering from Cambridge University. He has more than 34 years of experience in research and innovation. He worked as the principal and CEO of RV Engineering College for 5 years and as VC of BML Munjal University for 3 years. Great experience, sir. It would be wonderful listening to the words you share with us. The stage is all yours.
Yeah. So good afternoon or good evening. Sorry, and thanks for having me. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. It's a pleasure to have you. It's a privilege for us. Please.
I know. I mean, the time is very short, and I wouldn't like to bore people with too much of information. But at the same time, just to convey the type of excitement, maybe I just want to share a few images. So can I share my PPT? Or if not, I can also do without the PPT. But if I can share, I think that will be great. So can I share a PPT?
Yeah, sir, you can share.
Okay, and so I think then I'll just share a PPT. And so once again, I thank the organizers, Dr. Sonali, Dr. Vikrant, and others for giving us an opportunity to share some of our inputs and experience as to what we have been trying to do. And I believe today we are in the most exciting stage ever. If somebody was to be in education, and if one was looking for what is the type of opportunity, nearly in the last century, I don't think there was ever an opportunity as exciting as it is today for someone to be in education. So it is a most exciting time, and the type of opportunities that are emerging never existed before. So I just want to showcase in the next 10-15 minutes. It is like saying you're sitting in a train, you go through, I mean, a fast moving train, and you see so many scenes. You don't have to remember everything, but the key point I want to convey is that you can catch some of them, but the main again point, as I said, I want to say is education in the era of knowledge economy is key. The whole world is looking at India, and so where is the sharing? Whole world is looking at India, and therefore, if one were to, just a minute, sorry. I hope this is the screen I am looking at. Yeah, all right. Is by any chance my screen visible? Hello?
Yes, sir. It's visible, sir.
Okay. I mean, don't worry about all the images. I mean, it is, as I said, I'll only take whatever the next 15 minutes, not more than that. But the key point I wanted to convey is that in this exciting world, everything is changing. And all of these changes expect us to approach every domain with a multidisciplinary knowledge, skill, and competence to link the knowledge and skill together to find solutions for an existing problem, an emerging problem, whether it is a product, process, service. And for doing all of this, we don't need to be an expert. All we need is a willingness. As a definition of 21st century education is ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn. And in that context, we should know strong school fundamentals. And from the school fundamentals, can we, I mean, say, move forward and see how can we use it in a multidisciplinary way, whether it is my language skill, personal interpersonal skills, social sciences, engineering, arts, medical, physics, chemistry, and link them to find solution along with developed information that is happening every day. Because when Eric Hoffer once said, we are in an exciting time in the age of learners, where the learners are equipped with all the wonderful ideas to solve the problem, whereas the teachers are equipped with solutions which no longer exist. So the teacher has to first upgrade himself and catch up with the passion and the requirement of the student. Then the opportunity is unlimited. I'm sure everybody is reading newspapers, and I'm sure you would have seen. I mean, say last few days you had the Morgan Stanley report, which says depending on whose prediction you go, if it is business as usual, by 2031, India would be something like, say, a 7 trillion economy, and if it is best case scenario close to 9.5, 10 trillion, or even if it is very bad scenario 6 trillion. But even if it were to be 6 trillion in the next 10 years, in 75 years, depending on which day's dollar conversion, we are about 3 trillion now. And so in next 10 years, if you are going to become 6 trillion, that is doubling the economy. If you are going to become 9 or 10 trillion, we are going 200% more. So it means mind-blowing opportunity in the era of knowledge economy. And the young, as I said, are truly blessed to have all these opportunities, which most of us old people like me, old person talking, I never even saw it. And so, and you need to be ready to grab this opportunity. And as I said, the highlight of whatever I want to convey is you should be strong in your fundamentals. And then you can, if you're willing to learn, link knowledge and skill together, sky is the limit. So I'll just take a minute to say something about, we are a new 2-year-old university. We have set a vision to create leaders who can bring knowledge and skill together and create world-shaking innovation. I mean, it's too much of expectation, but then I thought, as already somebody said, to reach the sky, if you aim at the sky, you at least reach the tree top. And the whole world is looking at India. And the world, as I said, in the middle of the knowledge economy and the age of doers and makers in this 21st century of innovation, I think knowledge is a key enabler. And in this knowledge, the skill and knowledge have to come together. So we have created an education pedagogy to link the foundation courses, the perspectives courses, which enable us to look at the world and domain specific work, and link all of them with multidisciplinary course opportunity and experiential learning, so that anybody working in any domain, I could be an economic graduate but work for medical solutions, I could be a computer science person, look for art, media, or music, or even say heart surgery linked solution, I could be a mechanical engineer delivering textile technology or agriculture or medical solution. That is the type of opportunities that is coming up. And so we have created a education framework to create the joy of learning and encourage people to learn everything with a multidisciplinary approach with design thinking. They start with design thinking courses and then link all the curriculum subjects and project-based activity. And from whatever we have done for a 2.5-year university, just to tell you that whatever we are doing maybe is not wrong, we won about 29 of the 250 national medals in the world skills. I mean, world over today, we do not know what will be the next job coming up. So World Economic Forum and others have joined together to create something called World Skills Organization. And as on date, they have identified some 63 skills for the VUCA world. I mean, the very volatile, unstable, changing, dynamic world. And they say these skills can be combined to deliver solution in any domain. And in that, we won about, say 29 medals at the national level, when the first winning state, Orissa, had 60. And even we spent 9 students from our country, university today represented India and continue to represent in the next coming few weeks in the various world skill competition in Europe. And we have already won 3 of the 10 medals that India has won in the world skills that is ongoing. I'll not bore you with all of these. These are some of our students who are representing. And what I want to convey is, as I said, none of the skill says physics, chemistry, maths, economics, commerce. These are all the future skill centers we have created in line with world skills and working with about 50 odd companies. And we have about 25 incubated companies. And one of the company, Bonvi, won the best startup award at Paris in July. It's a drone based company which makes about 250 kilo drone, which even without a GIS remote sensing connection can climb a mountain up to 20,000 feet at saving 50% of fuel efficiency. And so I'll not go into all of this, but the key point, we are talking of next generation opportunities, career counseling, enabling that EDVISHAN is doing in a very fundamental way. From school kids to today, it is lifelong learning. So even a 50-year-old senior executive could lose a job, as you might have heard, say Google, Meta, Twitter, many of them are laying off people. They might have to find alternate jobs. It is like saying, how do they link their knowledge and skill to adapt to new areas? So last 2000 years, India has always been a leader in science, technology, knowledge in every domain. Only for about 75 years, India was not a leader. But again, India is expected to be a leader, and that we are already seeing in per capita terms, we are number 3. And as far as in actual GDP, we are number 5. And soon, as we said, we might be 9 or 10, or depending on who's, even 20 trillion in the next 10 to 20 years economy. And for all that to happen, the whole world today post-COVID is looking at India in every aspect of value chain, because countries are looking at reshoring, diversification, regionalization, and replication in their own country. And for that, India as a key partner in every domain, India is expected in all, it is whether it is service or whether it is new technology development, knowledge is involved, and therefore education is key. And when new technologies emerge, if you know your school fundamentals or a pre-university fundamental very well, you can apply them with in your area of interest. It doesn't matter whether it is hotel management, media, medical, agriculture, environment, engineering, water management. I think sky is the limit for opportunities. And that's what this says. Everything is knowledge enabled, whether it is service or in every domain. I mean, the multiple projections say India is in a sweet spot. I'm not sure how many of you follow cricket, and today we have the World Cup final going on. I'm not even sure if England has already won or Pakistan has won. So it's like the sweet spot. India is in a sweet spot where jobs will increase, profits will increase, growth will happen. Not many countries are in that situation. And for that to happen, as I said again, knowledge and skill have to come together. Our new education policy talks about it. And then why is it, and we don't have to always reinvent. We can even work with old technology, because the whole world is today looking at not working in the business as usual of developing technologies which are not sustainable, which are polluting the environment, but then working with sustainable development. The whole world is looking at 17 sustainable development goals, and India actually in some of them is truly taking a leadership. And in every one of this goal, it is even doing old things in a better way, in an energy efficient way, in using less materials, in working with a lesser environment pollution. Even these calls for huge opportunities. And similarly, so I just want to showcase some broad 4 or 5 areas where opportunities are emerging, just to say that why conventional way of thinking is not good enough. We need to think differently. And if you are willing to do that, the opportunities are unlimited. As I said, if we don't want to spoil our environment, we want a safe, sustainable development, then the whole world is saying, why don't you look at something called circular economy? Don't waste anything, use, reuse, reduce usage. And this circular economy alone is supposed to generate 5 trillion opportunity in the next 10 years. And so what is the circular economy looking at? Is that it is looking at reuse, reduce, refuse, repair, refurbish, remanufacture, repurpose, recycle, recover in everything that you do. And above all this is enabled with materials. And if we were to use the material as we were doing over the last 75 years, 40% of the elements in the periodic table will disappear in the next 20-30 years. So everywhere we are looking at new ways of doing, and the circular economy, whether it is from raw material extraction to manufacturing to distribution to supply chain to collecting used products, refurbishing and redoing things, everywhere innovative actions are expected. And we don't need new science. Existing science, understanding them and using them effectively is what is an opportunity, as I said, of 4 trillion. That I am just showing those numbers. I'll not bore you. Just remember that without even inventing anything, efficient use of what we have in terms of energy, water, waste, materials, optimized time, effort would give a 4 trillion opportunity. And this is not taught in any of our education, but all you need is your strong school fundamentals, pre-university fundamentals, physics, chemistry, maths, science, social science, environmental studies, and of course your ability to understand and communicate, therefore language and analytical capability, calculate with back of the hand. You don't even need math and everything today. Otherwise, mathematics, computers in the age of big data analytics enable so many things. So it's a huge, just to say the diversity of opportunities. If you only look at the clean energy linked opportunity, whether it is in energy efficiency, in mobility, in power generation, in grid, in using bioenergy, in using end use renewables or new materials, minerals, coal, gas, every one of them, about 10 million jobs in next 10 years. As I already mentioned, none of these jobs are defined by the education specifications that we are given. They all call for multidisciplinary approach with a strong understanding of fundamentals, having some skill. It can be, skilling for welding, cutting, drones, embedded system, VLSI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, VR, AR, virtual reality, augmented reality, water management, waste management. I mean, hundreds of those, as I said, see, even cooking to healthcare management, because you see some of the new definitions. I mean, fitness and wellness alone, the job opportunity is 541%. Healthcare 162%. See, these are, I mean, now because see, population is expanding. There'll be both old people and young people when India will have 600 million people in the working age with the current population of close to 1,500 million people or 150 crores. So many exciting opportunities, and all this call for a sustainable development, and it starts from design. So right from simple designing, and then areas like IoT, everything will be controlled by electronics. Again, here when I talk of Internet of Things, right from a multimedia person to designer to textile to environment to electronics, materials, software, hardware, and people in every domain. And when you link artificial intelligence, machine learning, from medical to environment to water to power, transmission, distribution, smart cities, all of this call for just multidisciplinary application. And say, for example, electronics could be printed on glass, paper, plastic, on textiles, and therefore this could happen within India. Today India does not have semiconductor technology, but you could learn your school and pre-university fundamentals and learn them, link them with the new emerging areas, and you could be, or even if you simply look at a car, an electrical car, or an aircraft, a ship, a bridge, a barrage, a smart city, controlling them with prognostic healthcare, again calls for so many diverse domains to come together for smart energy, smart water, smart city, smart transport, or as I said, a safe aircraft, safe mobile, I mean, vehicle. You see that so many domains. I'll not bore you because I just have another 5 minutes to complete. So many technologies coming together, wearable electronics. So it is called stretchable wearable electronics or structural electronics, where products, see, lighting could be like, I mean, wallpaper. So, and therefore India is building smart cities. Even say buildings are built by 3D printing or additive manufacturing. Today, additive manufacturing or 3D printing, you can physics, chemistry, maths, electrical, mechanical, electronics, chemical, all domains from architectural engineering to designers can come together. Whether you are building a body part, whether you are building a bridge barrage, whether you are building an aircraft, a component for, I mean, a missile, can be done with additive manufacturing. So this is just to say that so many exciting things, I mean, this is just to say defense, are all calling for multidisciplinary approach. And how can I get a multidisciplinary approach when my university or school or college doesn't have everything? Is start working with a experiential learning. It could be initially with thought process or later with actually doing things. And I am sure you all heard, I mean, as Confucius said, I hear, I forget, I see, I remember, I do, I understand. Same thing Chanakya said, Siddhir Bhushayati Vidya. I mean, the glory or the crowning of knowledge is ability to implement it, execute it excellently. That is what the new education policy says. Knowledge and skill have to come together. So don't study for exams. Study or learn whatever you do, whether you are in a job, changing to a new job, you are in academic, school, college, university. Look at what you like in the subject. Study everything, basics. Whatever you like, you say, how can you use it effectively by practicing it, which is called experiential. Say, for example, the successful people, they're saying so many odd skills. I will not, for sheer lack of time, because I'll need to complete the next few minutes, I'll not go into this. But the key point is education or knowledge is an enabler, and conventional optimization will not help. We need to have a transformatory outlook to education. Education has to be disruptive, and the disruptive education has to be a multidisciplinary, experiential, learning-based education with a bit of imagination, from the lowest of schools without facility to the best equipped. Everybody could work on this. For lack of time, I will not elaborate on that. So all I want to say is the education, the teachers and the skill enablers should see that whatever they teach, it ensures, it enables this 4 W's of ways of working, tools of working, ways of thinking, and ways of living. And to understand if the student has got this, you assess them for their basic communication of their understanding, or working in a team, or various 21st century skills, or are they able to think critically, are they able to collaborate with other people, because so much of domains have to come together. Can creative thinking happen? Look at all of them, and then you see, as I said, every domain you look at, application, software, algorithm, architecture, circuit, devices, structures, materials, or so many domains come together. Therefore nothing is standalone. And I just, as I said, want to emphasize multidisciplinarity and experiential learning is the key. And the experiential learning in whatever you do in education, it should be such that it should create the joy of learning. So work towards your passion and learn things relate, because we say 21st century education is learner centric education. Work towards your passion and learn things you want to do, then you will start enjoying it. And the teachers should remember they are facilitators and not educate them for some irrelevant marks for the clerks of the 18th century that our education said, but for the thinkers and leaders and innovators of the entrepreneurs of the 21st century, which India is expected to be as the whole world is looking. So make sure their foundation literacy is strong, the competences are gained in skill, and they also have character qualities to be leaders. So this is what, and therefore it's a unique opportunity. And as we said, all this in an education, it has to link action, reflection, and adaptation have to come together for transformational education. For lack of time, I will not repeat all of this as I mentioned earlier, but the key is the device for change, or innovation in education or innovation in a job or opportunity I see is whatever we do, can we bring in desirability, effective feasibility, viability, inclusivity, and sustainability together and work bringing together. That's why the whole world today says it's no more STEM but STEAM, because even art becomes an integral part of education, because we are looking at holistic inclusive development and sustainable development. And therefore we have to bring the competence of the scientist, of the why, and engineer who says why not in every education doesn't, and with the orientation of a philosopher or an artist all coming together. And just in 1-2 minutes I'll just show, we have brought this together as a process in the last 7 to 8 years and created about 1,000 crores of infrastructure for next generation disruptive technology, from aircrafts and propulsions of satellites to wearable electronics to agriculture technology to race cars to small satellites. I am just taking 1 or 2 minutes to show the example of how these things have been done, and we'll be happy to work and educate everybody. Even here you see all these are first year experiments leading to, all-terrain vehicles or robots, wearable electronics with 3D printed components for automobile, or India's first solar satellite, Pico satellite, a solar car that ran a 3,000-kilometer rally in Australia, or again, a complete semiconductor fabrication, integrated circuit on glass paper made in a university where second-year students do this experiment, and they won awards at international conference on electronics and nanotechnology. So the students, as an experience from the first year itself, they are shown all sorts of opportunity and say, how does it link to fundamentals that they study, whether they study economics, agriculture, engineering, doesn't, along with design thinking. Or for example, if they're looking at a vehicle, it says all the electrical, electronic components that go into it to make the system work, and say, how can you think differently? So this experiential learning, make sure that say many products for agriculture, for say ensuring you plug the right mulberry leaf that silkworm can eat and it's tough, or some of this experiment, our student, only last day for yesterday, I visited the startup company which my students have set up from after finishing their program 2 years back with 25 crores of venture capital. They make second life batteries for electrical mobility, which is half the cost of the new batteries. And they've also developed a complete process for extraction of waste materials from lithium ion batteries. And today, on a monthly basis, they export $2 million of battery waste to other parts of the world. Now they are looking at how can they make the battery themselves. We are trying to develop the technology, again working with just school and college students from not even IIT, IIMs, local school, local colleges. And so these, as I said, the satellites, the true race cars that had all the provision of even autonomous cars built 5 years back, or process equipment for next generation technology made in university and colleges to bring all sorts of new materials. As I said, complete integration circuit fabrication facility. I'll just, for example, I do not know if you can see at the bottom right hand corner. Today, if students can truly understand their fundamentals, teachers can help them link the fundamentals with activity based learning with a multidisciplinary approach, from satellites to aircrafts to bridges, panels, new materials, where everything can happen. I tried to show some of that example, but I'm not sure when the network was lost. We have been able to do that at 1/10 or 1/100th of the cost what advanced institutions in the country have done. And so, and the whole world is looking at India, and therefore sky is the limit as far as the opportunity are concerned. It's up to the students now to aspire high. And as we said in the beginning, aim at the sky, you will at least reach the tree top. And from time immemorial, our Vedas have already said Prajnanam Brahma, the first Vakya of the Mahavakya of the Vedas. There are 4 sentences which give the essence of all the Vedas. And the first sentence is Prajnanam Brahma. Knowledge is ultimate. And that is what it is today. And then we are blessed to have youth who have the energy to gain the knowledge and bring this opportunity. I truly wish all the award-winning students all the best. And for those who have not won, I mean, we wish them many more opportunities in the future, because there is huge opportunity. All the best, because I think I've already crossed whatever time limits I have. And so thanks once again for having, and I'm not sure till at what time the PPT was visible. So sorry. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes networks cause this problem. Thank you very much.
No, sir, you don't have to be sorry. It was a wonderful session from you. It was really a great learning from what you said, and I could connect it to the heart. The words you mentioned, multidisciplinary learning, I think that is what we all are aiming at today, because the multiple tasking, if the students have this skill with them, they will not be confined to one particular department or one particular area of work. And pandemic has really proved it to us in last 2 years that the more skills we have, the better opportunities we can create for ourselves. So it is really nice. And the best part was when you mentioned that, we need to understand how to learn more than what to learn. That was really, really very important, because the teachers need to be upgraded. We as teachers, we as educators need to know that, we cannot have a boundary for the learning, because learning has no boundaries at all.
And we are only facilitators.
Yes.
And all of us are learning. When the student asks a question, every time it is exciting, because we are learning new, because they come with a new perspective, and it's even going beyond 360 degrees today.
every day is a new learning. Every morning begins with a new learning. And I think success also comes to those people who have a continuous learning in life. This is something that I really believe in. Thank you so much for your kind words, sir. It was great. It was a lovely session having you here.
Thanks. Hopefully part of it was visible. I do not know till what time it was visible, but it doesn't matter. All the best to the winners. And again, even greater best wishes to people who have not won to aspire higher, because as we said, India, the whole world is looking at India, and the youth, you are like the pearls in the oyster, and its sky is the limit for you. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me once again.
Thank you, sir. Well, now we have a very wonderful part of our evening, and that is the e-journal launch of EDVISHAN Global. Well, it is a journal where we have different topics: education, medicine, technology, business, law, sports. It is a blend of knowledge from all the various departments mentioned. Learners from all the education field or from the other fields also come out with their articles, come out with their thought processes, come out and share their views in this journal. So I would request our founder members to please launch this and inaugurate this issue.
Hello all, good evening. This is Vikrant Singhal. Now I'm just going to show how our journal will be there and how it will look like. Just this is a link over here, and it is our website. We can maximize.
Sir, I can't see website screen.
It is visible, sir. It is visible.
Okay. So we can expand it from here. And this is our flipboard. So this is Team EDVISHAN, and editor-in-chief Dr. Shanghai, co-editor Dr. Vikrant Singhal, editorial board Pramod Rajput, Dr. T.K. Agarwal, Dr. Rohan, Sankalp Ray, and Meetu Agarwal. And this is our editor note. This is co-editor note. Then this is here are our authors, and all article is here. So it will look like this. and we are into process of peer review and ISSN registration also. And yes, we are getting multiple response and getting multiple articles, multiple research paper. So we will publish every month accordingly. And you can download it from here. There is an option download now. So every edition will be here like this. November edition is here. It is already uploaded, and then December, January, so on.
It was a beautiful journal, sir. Lots and lots of efforts put in. We could see it's like, the heart and soul has been put in to make it. It was a wonderful thing. And I'm sure reading the articles, everybody is going to literate out of the knowledge that they get from there also.
Yeah, so maybe we can continue.
Well, now coming to the success stories of EDVISHAN. EDVISHAN is heading for worldwide expansion with appointments of country directors in Sri Lanka, Philippines, and continent head in Africa. EDVISHAN has started its franchise in Luton, Bedfordshire, UK, and open for franchisees in India and abroad. EDVISHAN is on the process of tie-up with some reputed universities as knowledge partner. Our skills training programs have benefited more than 1,000 students. We have already conducted teachers training programs with multiple schools in Arunachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Delhi, and NCR, Punjab, Kolkata, Uttar Pradesh, Manipur. Now, this is really, really wonderful, because I think more and more students, what they want is exchange programs. So if these kind of things come up, these kind of platforms are available for educators and students, I think they are going to have a collaborative and blending learning. So now moving on to our next speaker, Mr. Sumit Agarwal. He is LinkedIn top voice, TEDx speaker, featured on Forbes India and Fortune, living with a mission to create a world where diversity becomes a norm. So Sir's journey has become a source of inspiration for countless individuals across the globe. Publications like Yahoo News, Forbes, News 18, Fortune India, Telegraph, and Business Standard have chronicled his journey where he defeated a severe cerebral disorder and went on to associate with organizations like the United Nations, TIE, DELAS, Leaders Club, and many others. It's wonderful to have you, sir. It's a privilege to hear to you. The floor is all yours. Please, sir.
It's a privilege for me and an honor for me to be here today. Dear ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah, anyways, I mean,
am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay. Um, Dear ladies and gentlemen, good evening. I wish you a wonderful good evening. And I'm not supposed to be alive today. After I was born, the doctors declared me dead, and I was kept in an incubator for 2 days. Then I survived 4 major surgeries, one after the other. I was very fortunate to survive, and I consider each day a blessing in my life. I was rejected from 30 schools. I was rejected from multiple colleges. My mother was a source of strength and inspiration for me, who quit her career and fought with the society so that I could be educated in a quote unquote normal school and institution. I am lucky that I have the foundations of such a strong mother. Because after my MBA, I was rejected from all of the jobs I applied to. And then I said, you can keep your jobs. I won't be a job taker, I'll be a job giver. Then I started my own PR agency. Now I have clients all across the world. The reason I told you this story is obstacle comes to everybody. Everybody has obstacles in their life. If a door closes, don't look for another door, knock down that door and take that opportunity. People are not there to give out opportunities to you. You as young students, young fellow students creating the future of India, I believe everybody has to grow and take their own opportunities. I became the top 5 of LinkedIn for India. I get lakhs of views every day. I am connected with people globally. And I believe if I could do it sitting behind a computer screen, everybody else can. You just have to go out there and get your own opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the words you shared. I think it's really motivated all of us. Yes, we all get low, we all feel a little low when we see some hurdles or obstacles in life, and we feel as if the road has closed for us. You know, that was a dead end. But the story you shared, the life that you've seen, the struggle you've seen, teaches us that if one door closes, there's always another opportunity door waiting for us. And we don't have to knock on it. We just need to open it for ourselves instead of feeling low. Thank you so much, sir. It's really, really wonderful and being blessed to hear to you. Thank you.
I believe educational institutes also have a responsibility to make sure that every kind of person is accepted and given a place at their institutes. Because I was turned away from 30 institutes, I know how it feels like. Every time I recount the story, every time I get the same feeling that I had no place to belong to, and I was searching for a place to belong. I was searching for a place where I could call people my friends. I was searching for a place where I could feel comfortable, right? And I believe
Very true, sir. Very true, and totally agree with you that nobody should be deprived of anything. You know, there is a place for everybody in the society and in the community. Everybody should be welcomed. You know, we should take them with what they are. Then looking at things that really, I don't think so. These things should matter. As far as we are able to gel and collaborate together, share our learnings, share a good bond, these things should not matter us in the society or community. Thank you for bringing that to light, sir. Thank you.
it's a pleasure. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Same here, sir, meeting you. Well, now moving to the next list of awardees for today. Well, all the best and good wishes to all of you. We have Olorontian. I hope I've pronounced it right. Please forgive me if I'm wrong with my pronunciation. Olorontian Selfio Talvo, BTech, Larco Akintola University of Technology, Ogbongo, Nigeria. Then we have Sunaina Sasmal, 11th grade, Saini International School, West Bengal. We have Rakshit Tiwari, 11th grade, Saini International School, West Bengal. Ambika Parmanik, 8th grade, Saini International School, West Bengal. We have Vedant Chetan Bagre, 4th grade, Podar International, Nasik. Swara Ratnaparki, 7th grade, Podar International School, Nasik. We have Diksha Rana, PhD, University of Campania, Italy. We have Reha Lumford, MBA, Liverpool University, UK. We have Ajay Singh Rathore, MSc, the University of Queensland, Australia. Well, congratulations to all of you. God bless you with lots and lots of stars in life. Thank you so much for being such beautiful audience. And before I thank only the audience or thank the guest speakers whom I had to listen, I would also like to extend a gratitude to the organization EDVISHAN for allowing me to host this beautiful event, for making me a part of this. Thank you, Shanoli ma'am. Thank you, Vikrant sir. Thank you so much.
Well, from the audience, if anyone has any queries or you can share your views, please. From the attendees, if anyone want to share your views or want to ask anything, please you can come forward. Yes.
Ma'am, I want to thank all of you for this wonderful meeting, and it was very informative for us.
Anyone else?
Good evening, ma'am. Thank you for this session. It was really very inspiring and very useful, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving such an informative video.
Okay, I think we should wrap up now.
So thank you everyone for being there with us and for sharing your time on a Sunday evening. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. Good evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for being part of EDVISHAN event. Thank you all. Thank you, Sonia ma'am, for
It was a
hosting the
pleasure,
event.
ma'am. It was a pleasure, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you all.